Hello everyone. Today I'm the queen of boxes. I have with me these boxes here. These are the professional pedicure drills, the Medipro and Medipower. So let's get started with the first unboxing, the Medipro drill. Let's open it up. What's in the box? Some pretty high quality cardboard. Here's the control unit with all the controls in the front and the hose for the included vacuum. Here we have the included foot pedal, the power cord, a holder, carrying handle as well, 2 replacement dust bags, instructions, and some spare parts. Now let's look at the second box. What's inside this one? So here we have instructions. We also have 2 dust bags for the vacuum. We have a pedal, and I love to use the foot pedals, as you probably know. Here's the power cord, the handpiece, with the hose. In essence, this is everything you need. Here we also have a carrying handle and the handpiece holder, and also another replacement piece, another replacement fuse. And that's all. And so we have 2 awesome machines for doing pedicures, and at first look they might look identical, but in fact there are some differences. Let's go over those differences now. And so again, it might seem that they both are identical except for the name, Medipro and Medipower, but there's 2 differences: the price and the motor type. And so, let's say Medipro uses the newest generation of brushless motor, and of course this is more expensive. Medipower, this is the previous generation motor with brushes, and therefore it's a little bit cheaper. And so here we have all the control knobs for the device. This is the same for both Medipro and Medipower drills, and here I'm going to show you on the Medipro how we can set everything up, get it ready for use. Before using it, please make sure to look over the user's manual. On our store website, in the products page, you can download the instructions in 3 languages, in English, Spanish, and Russian. So let's install the handpiece holder. Alright, it's ready. How does it fit? Great. You can also use this other variant. I'm going to install it now, and it fits like this. Now, let's install the vacuum hose. It's very important to install the dust bag, and here you can see this connection here. It fits into the openings there. It's important to install it correctly and not get it turned around. These pieces go facing up. It's very simple. And so we just push it in. There's no need to twist. We just push it in, and it's gonna stay. You can also use the drill with the foot pedal, and hooking it up is also very easy. On the back side of the machine, just plug it in like so, And it's ready. We can also connect the power cord to the wall outlet and also to here. That's it. Easy. We can turn it on and you can see the button is on, and now the light turned green, which means it's ready to work. And so, I'll tell you about all these knobs. On the left, we have the adjustments knob for the speed and also the display for the speed. This is going to show RPM. We rotate it and set it to the max, for example 40,000. That would be 40,000 RPM. On the right, we also have the regulator or the adjustment for the vacuum suction, and the display shows a percentage. We'll also set it to the maximum. This first button, this is the power for the handpiece. This button is for the vacuum. Turn it on and off. The next button shows a hand and a foot. That is, you can select to control the drill with the hand or the foot controls. The light turned red. That means that now it's being controlled by the foot pedal. Like so. I stepped on the pedal. Now I release the pedal, and if you want to use the hand controls, we can press the button. We can see a green light. That means the hand controls are active. So we press here, or we have another option as well. There's a button on the handpiece that you can also use. And it's very convenient to use while working, especially if the machine is placed a little far away from you. You just press it to turn on. The next button is the forward and reverse. That is the direction of rotation, either left or right. So now it's set to the forward direction. We're going to turn it on. And we can see it's spinning to one side. And even when it's on, if you push the button, we can select the other direction. This is a smart device, so it'll automatically stop and switch the directions. It's wonderful. And the last button, this is for the operating mode for the vacuum, automatic or manual. Right now the green light for auto is on, which means that it'll work automatically. If we press the button, now we have the manual mode for the vacuum. We have auto. For example, if we select auto, we can select whatever speed we need. For example, I'm going to rotate the knob, and let's say I need 14,000 RPMs. And I'll set it to that. And you can see on the other side, the machine automatically selected an appropriate setting for the vacuum. Now, for example, the speed is set to 18,000 and the vacuum now works at a 50% setting. Now, let's say that I don't like that. And instead, I want to set the speed to, say, 20. But I also want the vacuum to be at the max setting. In that case, I'll press the manual button. You can see the red light here. And now I can select. Here I want 20, but for the vacuum I want more suction. And I can just set it to however much I need. Here's the maximum, for example. And now we can turn it on. This is the handpiece. This is the vacuum. This handpiece has an automatic bit clamping or holding mechanism. We don't need to twist or turn anything in order to set or release a drill bit. We just pull on the bit and it will come out. To install a new one, we just insert it and it will be automatically held in place. How far do we need to set it in or insert the bit? Either until we reach the inner stop in the machine or no less than 1 centimeter. And again, for convenience, we have an on-off button on the handpiece. Of course, if you're using the pedal, you won't need the button. And this is a very light handpiece, you're gonna notice. It's very powerful. It has 5 Newton centimeters of torque, and that's about 2 times more powerful than the Strong brand machines. I would also like to say the hose is very strong. It's pretty reliable. It's made out of silicone. It's almost 1.5 meters long, which is pretty convenient for use during pedicure since you can place the device in a place more suitable for you. And you still have enough length to still do your work. In other words, you don't have to place the control unit right next to you while you work. And the hose is also very flexible. Now, let's see the machine at work. We place it in a suitable stand. In this case, I'm using a mobile stand with wheels. It's very nice to just wheel it around the pedicure area as needed. But the most important part is not to block any of the vents on the right or on the left sides of the machine. It's also important to set the vacuum mode to either auto or manual, depending on what technique you're using while you're working. For example, if you're doing nails, cuticles, or heels, and for example, if I'm doing heels, I'll set the vacuum to the maximum setting, and you can see the light. Now the red light's illuminated, that's the manual setting. Now we can select the operating mode for the drill, either with the hand or the foot controls. I'm going to select foot, and you can see the red light illuminated, so now it'll work with the pedal. And you can see it works. And now we can select, since we have the vacuum in manual mode, we press this button to turn it on. Let's test out how this works on a client. Now, let's change the dust bag. First, we need to turn the machine off, and we never want to pull on the hose. We will grab it from here and just pull a little. It'll come out. Just like so. Here's the dust bag, and it's all very simple, very easy. We just take this cardboard panel and we just pull it out. That's it. Easy. We can toss this in the trash, take a new bag, and there's no need to do anything else. We simply insert it and slide it in, just like so. Here you can see the plugs. Here's the openings where they go. We just insert and push. I would like to share my experience using this device because I'm not just a salesperson, I'm a practicing nail technician. I use this with my clients for pedicures, manicures, and I am very pleased with this device. Of course, because of all the features that this machine has, you might experience or feel new sensations. For example, if you take the handpiece in your hand, you'll feel that, yeah, it's very light. It's pretty thick because of the really strong vacuum inside to be able to suck in the dust at very high speeds and also to suck in large amounts of air for the dust bag. This might be a new sensation for you, and of course, it takes a little while to get used to it. It took me less than a day. When you're working, you're also going to feel the weight of the hose, because before, when we used manicure drills, there was no built-in vacuum, just a power cord. This is also a new or a different sensation, but you'll get used to it after a couple of pedicures. Everything will be okay. We also have a choice to use the hand or the foot mode. Personally, I work with the pedal. This extends the life of the device. It's also very convenient because it frees up your other hand. There's no need to be pressing buttons to turn it on or off, and I'd rather just have my hand free. So it's very convenient. If you don't use the pedal, then the machine is on all the time, which means it could possibly overheat, and that could lead to some negative effects or even damage to the machine. Also very convenient is the overload protection. So if there was an overload, the machine overheated, for example, then it'll just stop working. Maybe for a few minutes, and then once it cools down, it'll start to work again. So if this happens to you, don't worry, don't panic. Just give the machine a few minutes to rest and cool down, and it will start working again after that. It's also important to use high quality, well-made cutting bits that fit correctly. That means an even shank diameter, that they're straight and not bent. And when it comes time to change the bit, if they're already worn out, that we change them and that we work correctly. We don't want to be using old and worn out bits, which might cause us to start maybe applying pressure to the bit. And you already know this is a big no-no. So in that case, we might have to bump up the speed, more pressure. This could damage the drill, this could shorten its life, and of course you could either hurt yourself or hurt your clients. And also, for example, I can share that for removing old gel polish, generally I use 20 to 25,000 RPMs. Then if I'm working with fingers, that is skin, cuticles, generally I'll use between the 10 and 13,000 RPMs, depending on the skin and the drill bit that I'm using. And for heels, I usually set the vacuum to the maximum setting, and I use, for example, this type of bit, which is a little bit larger. and I'll set the speed to about 15 or 16,000 RPMs. I'll just set it here and it works great. This device has its own page on my site, Masha's Nail Shop. There, you can also find a very convenient chart that shows recommended speeds for different bits. You're very welcome to download it and use it for yourself. Now let's do a quick recap of the Medipower and Medipro machines. The main advantages. First, it's very convenient to have a 2-in-1 machine. It's a very powerful drill and a very powerful vacuum. Second, it allows you to work faster, which means you can see more clients in a day and make more profits. The vacuum is as close as possible to your work area. This is number 3. Because it is so close, it can vacuum even the finest dust. Fourth, it allows you to work with a straight posture, which can prevent back pain and also reduce fatigue. Fifth, I used to do work doing pedicures with different vacuums. For example, vacuums you place under your work area, but regardless, the vacuum still flies up and you still breathe it in. I also loved the sunflower vacuum, which we still sell on our site. It's a great machine, especially if you're on a budget, but there's no drill. So here you have a 2-in-1, a high quality, powerful drill and a vacuum, like we said before. And this setup is great because the dust flies directly into the vacuum. I think this is the best design that they could have come up with. The 6th point, clients are pleased and very happy with the work, and I am protected. When I use this machine, there's no dust, there's no allergens, your health is protected. I can stay in the profession, make more money, and see the benefits in my family, and also make the world a better place. And the 7th point, a new high standard of quality. This means I can charge higher prices for my work. You can buy this device on my website, Masha's Nail Shop, and the link is below. Please subscribe, hit the bell. That's all for now. Thank you very much.